We cuttin' loose.
All right, it's time for another episode of DWMOD. You guys know what to expect. It's going to be a great guest on the show. There's going to be a lot of great topics this week. We're running down Shohei lighting it up in the NLCS. They're heading to the World Series. We're going to talk a little World Series. NBA starting. We're going to see who our picks are right now. 2 games in to see who we think is going to be at the end, championship, things like that. The NFL getting too involved from New York. Is Deion staying in Colorado? We got all kind of fun stuff, Louis. So why don't we just go ahead and start the show?
We cuttin' loose.
College football is now B1G versus SEC. Down, put. If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money. Ready? Oh, Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. That's how it works every single week, guys. We got a great guest picker on the show. I know everybody's wondering, where is Andy St. Clair? Did Louis screw up again and not bring him in? Louis, you're off the hook this week. He did not. Andy's got himself in a pickle. He had to take himself in for some emergency open mouth surgery. Not going to be here. We'll fill you in on that in a little bit. But the guest picker is more than capable of filling in as the co-host and the guest picker this week. This week on the show, we got Second City alum, Brian Hunt, friend of the show, been on the show before. Let's bring this guy in. There you go. Ready to go. Look at him repping his Broncos gear. Big time Denver fan. Oh, man, you got to be excited about the Broncos right now, man.
Oh, man, it feels good. Not going to lie. It feels real good.
Yeah, it's been a while, been a minute. Everybody kind of said you guys were going to be the darlings this year coming into the season. It's been a little bit of a when's it going to happen? Maybe last week turned the corner a little bit, huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, like the first 2 weeks, losing on basically field goals and stuff like that, it was starting to feel like, oh, same old kind of Broncos, but we're back.
Yeah.
I mean, last week was, a little sketchy, but hey.
Yeah, we're gonna get into breaking that down when we get into quick hits, because that deserves it. I mean, that absolutely deserves it. Maybe probably more so in no way, because probably shouldn't have happened. We'll see where we land on that. On that. All right, now listen, Brian. We just saw each other recently in Chicago. You came out for my son's game at Northwestern. We had a good time out there. Man, they should just keep the stadium there, right?
Oh yeah, it's right on the water. It's beautiful.
Oh my God, dude. It was phenomenal. I'm like, why would you? I guess you need to make more money and get more people out. But I got to imagine those Northwestern games in a giant stadium are like half sold.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, I don't even know if that was sold out the game we went to.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty full, but I mean, you can't beat it being right there on the lake. People were driving their boats, hanging out in the water, listening to the game. It was.
Yeah. And then like at halftime, you walk down under those bleachers and then like there was just a ton of like food trucks out on the backside. Like it felt like being at a game in Chicago. Feels like you could sell that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it seemed pretty cool. You know who else does it like that is Washington Huskies. We went up there on a visit with my son when he was a senior, and like their whole stadium is set on a backdrop of that sound up there with that big, they got the boats out. I think, what do they call it? Oh, it's not called tailgating, some kind of play on boats. I don't know. Sailgating. They call it sailgating. Yeah, that's what it is. But they have a good time up there doing that, man. I don't know. Northwestern should keep it that way, I think, man.
I feel like the Pacific Northwest, they're all about like sound. Like the Seahawks stadium supposedly is like engineered to be the loudest, and
yeah,
they just love sound.
Yeah, they love that word up there. Any kind of waterway is called a sound. And it's like, well, technically, it's not a river or a lake. It's a sound. And you're like, okay, whatever you say, man. Whatever you say. What does it have to have a certain amount of beavers or something to be considered a sound? I don't know. I don't know what the geographical, environmental, whatever they need to qualify for that. I don't know.
I think it's 3.5 beavers.
Yeah, at least, man. Well, listen, Andy wanted to send you a little message going into today, so I'll let you take a look at that.
Well, first off, I want to say thanks, Brian, for covering for me today. As you can see, I'm on my way to a little oral surgery. I'm in my car, that's as you can see. But good luck. I'm going to get some wisdom teeth taken out, so I'm giving me even less wisdom. Have fun today, guys. It should be a good one, and let's hope that in the end, I win. Big 6 Picks.
Okay, little somber from my man, but as you can see, he's not looking forward to what's about to happen to him in minutes.
It's hard to feel too bad for him though, with like the palm trees in the background, especially like being in the Midwest right now, and just we're like right on the cusp of it getting cold. So it's like, oh well, at least you're in a tropical type paradise.
Yeah, a little bit of a different spot for me down here in Atlanta right now. Like the humidity is finally broke. So now it's like we're getting that nice, beautiful Midwest where it's like 70 with a little breeze and you're like sweatshirts. You know what I mean? Beautiful. I hope it lasts a little while. But Andy, always brilliant at teasing something else we'll probably talk about here as he comes in with the dad joke, the wisdom teeth. I have no more wisdom. But anyway, now that was something else I wanted to tease up front. You're the creator of Dad Style Comedy, something you created a while back. It took off, was doing really well. Rumor mills are, I think, maybe coming back. I don't know. I had heard. But run down a little bit, like what inspired you to do that other than just being a dad?
Well, yeah, became a dad. Huge fan of puns and dad jokes, and just kind of like, I don't know, wanted to do some fun videos with my friends of just like, how to be a dad. So we had Fred Brown, who's probably the best, but he taught us how to, sing lullabies to our kids. And of course he's out touring with Bruno Mars and Katy Perry and
and hosting American Idol and
exactly. And having people like John Morrison and Ryan Nemeth, show us how to wrestle with your kids. So it was super fun. And we wanted to have fun and make some fun videos.
Do some fun videos with your buddies. So speaking of Nemeth, we just saw him and you and Andy, all of us recently in Detroit, man. We had a good time there at the comedy festival. That was a blast, dude.
Yeah. Dude, you crushed it, man. You had a fantastic show.
It was a fun setting, man. And when you got a good improv group going like that, everybody's lobbing, everybody's dunking, man. We had a really good show. That was a lot of fun. People might not know, but like Nick and Ryan Nemeth are pretty funny dudes.
Oh yeah.
They get it.
Yeah. It's hard because we've done that Flying Chuck show for a while, and sometimes you get those wrestlers that get out there and they just kind of freeze up. But Ryan and Nick, they hit the ground running.
No, they get it. I've always said when we used to do that show back in LA all the time, and you get some of the big stars out there from wrestling, these guys perform in front of 80,000 people in arenas and stuff, and like they're doing their thing. And then you get them out there in that little like niche, there's like 100 people in there or something, little intimate show, and they're nervous as hell, bro.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
Yeah. It's kind of like stand-up. Like if you're doing stand-up in front of a big crowd, it's kind of easy to just kind of like project, and it's not solely focused on like how you're acting really in that, like on a personal level. But when you're up close, it's a different kind of ball game.
True. And it's outside your comfort zone too. You know what I mean? You're just like, oh man, what if this doesn't go well, man? I don't have a script.
Yeah.
You're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. These guys take care of it. They'll take care of it. Well, listen, there's some other things I want to talk to you about up front here, but I have to bring this up every time because we're over on Kuttin Loose now. We got a whole new audience. People may not be familiar with you from being on the show before. And this is one of my favorite things. This is one of my favorite things that you're like the all-time winningest contestant at Wipeout. I got to play the highlights, man. I got to play the highlights. Here is Brian Hunt on Wipeout, guy. I love you. Nice work, man. You won the damn show, right?
Yeah, that was that was the engaged episode. So we won like a honeymoon, and we had about a week to like prepare for that final Wipeout zone, because they filmed like a lot of the season's final episode on that same night. So I had like a week to prepare. And I prepared like I was going to the Super Bowl. Like I was out running, jumping. Like it was a test.
So you got to see the course a little bit, but you didn't get to actually try it.
No, they put you in a van, they blindfold you, and then they, take off the blindfold, walk you up, and then they put us in that chair that was like launch us off. So you couldn't you just basically saw it for the first time as you're walking up.
Oh man, that's even more impressive, dude. Like the way you figured out the backslide on that zipper spinning thing, dude. I was like, that was on the spot.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of that was, I don't know, luck.
Well, it wasn't too much luck. It wasn't too much luck, man, because you look real comfortable at it. And here's probably why. This is what you're into now. You're ripping triathlons and stuff.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, look at the guns on B
Look
right
at
there.
that, yeah.
Looking good, man. So you got your kids involved. You're doing some triathlon stuff with your sons, and you just did one yourself recently. You came in like third place.
Yeah, just did like a 10K down in Chicago. Got third place for the oldish men, 40 to 45. So
No, man, that's like I think you're a veteran young guy or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah, veteran young guy, I like that.
Veteran
Yeah,
young dude, you know what I mean? That's what that is. I'm a vet in the young group, you know, something like that. Now,
exactly.
I remember you were talking about this while we were in Chicago. So you had to like bike so many miles, swim so many miles. How's that thing work?
Yeah, for the triathlon, you swim a mile, you bike 25, and then you run 6.2. So it was, I got into it because I'm in a softball league, and like one of the guys, you know, his son has epilepsy, so we were raising money for him. So we raised over $200,000, and you know, there's 40 of us out there having a good time, and well, having a good time after. Questioning our life decisions during, but then after having a good time.
Now, how do you go from like training for that damn thing and then competing in a day of? I'm just gonna assume like you think you're ready, and then you go do that thing, and you're like, oh god, this is harder than I even trained for. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and everyone was like, oh, it's the perfect conditions. Like it was the perfect conditions for it, and I was gassed.
There are no perfect conditions for killing yourself. You know what I mean?
Perfect conditions would have been like lightning, so we didn't have to compete.
yeah, that's like back in one of them old westerns when they're gonna hang the guy for some shit he didn't do, and he walks out onto the boardwalk and they put the noose on his neck. He's like, you know, perfect conditions though. Really nice day. Really nice day. It's about to really suck, bro.
Exactly. Nice day.
Yeah, real fucking nice day. And then what do you do after that? You have like a double cheeseburger on a glazed donut or something?
Oh no! Right away, you have a bunch of water and like bananas, just something healthy, because your body, if you had a cheeseburger right after, you would
throw the fuck up, man.
I mean, definitely maybe then that night or the day after, a couple cheeseburgers and stuff like that, but
yeah,
right after it was just like water and any nutrients.
Yeah, I bet, man. I bet. I bring up that cheeseburger and donuts Freudianly. I wasn't even thinking of that. But then when I said it, I go, oh, man, that was I was doing some gigs in Denver one time, and I went into like this arcade bar or whatever, and that was like their big thing is they have a giant glazed donut they cut in half, and they give you a double bacon cheeseburger on it.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, it's
no.
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, it kind of grossed me out to look at it. Of course, I ordered it and finished it, and it was delicious.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. It was fantastic, dude. All right. Well, hey, let's get into some sports, get into some fun stuff. You're a big time sports guy, like I said before, Denver guy. We're going to talk a little World Series. We're going to talk a little bit about that kind of stuff. I'm not going to beat you up on the Rockies. No reason to.
We're not the worst team ever.
No.
So
no.
That in itself is a win.
Yep. You avoided that. Was awesome, but we do got some Broncos talk. I'm sure we're going to get to a little bit of Nuggets, but before we get to all that, before we get to quick hits, we got to hit the sponsors real quick. Now, Brian, you're familiar with Gordon Butterfield. I mean, Hall of Fame minor league baseball announcer. We're so honored to have him on the show and pushing the ads for us. And he's calling the shots here on a segment we call What Just Happened, brought to you by True Laundry Detergent. Take it away, Gordon.
What just happened?
What Just Happened is brought to you by True Laundry Detergent. It's a locally owned company, and these fellas live in the neighborhood. They're saving you money. There's 101 loads in one bag. They got laundry detergent and fabric softener. They've even got dry sheets for you. Got sensitive skin, they've got the free and clear. No fragrances, no dyes, no additives. Or if you don't like liquids, they've even got the detergent sheets. Just drop one in every load. There's 60 loads in that box. Just head on over to the TrueProducts.com for all your laundry needs. And don't forget to use your code CUTTINLOOSE1 to get you 10% off your first order. That's True Laundry Detergent. It's Gordon approved. It's always a game of chance on the giant water slide, but Janet Kopakowski's ready to see what turns up on the river. And take off. Oh, she's too stiff. That's a bad idea. Fusion surgery. Oh, my. Let's take another look and see where she destroys vertebrates C4 and 5 and 6 and 7. She's sky high and looks like she died 5 days ago. Rigor mortis. Oh, my. Her back's as red as a beet.
Oh, what just happened?
Now, Brian, my God, you know as an athlete, that is not the way to approach the water.
No, I've always wanted to go off one of those slides, though.
I'd be dying to. That lady just went into straight panic mode, like just tensed up for impact,
Yeah.
which is the opposite of what you want to do.
Yeah, she probably got talked into doing it.
Yeah, terrible. I've always wanted to go off on one of those too. Like if you were going to do it, like I know you got like a trick in mind. Like what would you try to do?
Well, my trick would be to wear a life vest so it's like padding. And then I would
Okay.
I would try a flip or a backflip.
I would intentionally hurt myself because I'd be like, I'm not going to look cool in that life vest. I can't do that. So I wouldn't do the life vest. But I would try to like flip. Like when I took off, I would try to like get my legs to come around over the top of me and maybe go in head first and then probably kill myself.
Okay. Yeah.
I doubt I would be able to pull that off. My God. I hope that lady's okay. I hope the surgery goes well because she definitely had one. She definitely had a
She's a
surgery.
fan of the show.
All right, let's talk a little MLB. We're headed to the World Series. I know you're a big baseball guy. Rockies, not too long ago, were in a playoff run, about 2018 or so. They little playoff run, or
Yeah, no, I don't know if it was. I don't know. That's when we were in the World Series was 2007.
Oh, that's right. You guys were in the World Series in 07. Yeah. Shit. That's right. So not too long ago.
I was at Game 4, so I got to see the Red Sox win the World Series.
Yeah, that's always a bummer, but at least you got to go see your team play in the World Series.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, man. So this year, no shocker that the Dodgers are in the World Series. And, listen, they're going to be playing the Blue Jays. We're going to get into that. But Shohei Ohtani, that Game 4, is this guy, did you ever think you'd see something like this in your lifetime?
No, that was like video game stuff.
Crazy.
He strikes out the first 3, and then he leads off, so he gets up there, and then he hits a home run. Yeah. And like the ball coming off of his bat, it just sounds different. And it was just like, that's when you knew that it was like, this game's going to be crazy.
Yeah.
That dude is dialed in. He obviously didn't bet the under on himself on anything.
No. Yeah. He was betting too,
Yeah.
It strikes out 10, goes 3 for 3 with 3 home runs in the game. I knew there was guys out there that were capable of playing both ways. Like I hate to say both ways because they just use that term because it's a football team. You're not playing both ways of hitting and pitching. You're not. Yeah. I don't understand that both ways term. It seems stupid to me. But there are guys that could do both. Like when we were coming up, like John Olerud was one of those guys for the Blue Jays. Ironically enough, he used to wear the hard hat, played first base. He was a college pitcher, and a lot of teams were going to draft him to be a pitcher in Major League Baseball, and a good one. But he was such a good hitter in college as well that they were like, "Nah, we're just going to use you to hit." So yeah, but they wouldn't let him. I didn't think the game would ever allow it. Kudos to him for making a team let him do it.
Well, yeah, and I always thought like it's weird that pitchers aren't better hitters. I get that they're always working on their pitching, but you think like they know pitches better than, other people on the field so that they'd be able to identify it faster and stuff like that. But, because they focus so much on their own pitching.
Yeah, you would think. But we live in a day and age now where at 5 years old, everybody's going to be a professional and you better start isolating on your one thing that you're going to do, which is the dumbest thing I will tell you as a coach and a former multi-sport athlete in college. That it's the dumbest. Have your kids play everything. Yeah. Just have them play everything. You know what I mean? Like Oh my God. All the college Division I coaches will tell you, if they find a kid that's a multi-sport athlete, they bump them right to the top of their list for recruiting.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Especially in football. You're like, oh, this dude's also not only running track, but like this dude plays basketball too, or
Yeah.
this guy plays baseball as well. Like they love that. They love that, So I don't know. But Shohei, he's tearing it up now. They're playing the Blue Jays in the World Series. Before I play this next video, who you think's going to take it?
Unfortunately, I think the Dodgers are going to take it.
Yeah, that's the general consensus here. But take a look at this video. Now, we played this on All Right Bet yesterday. All Right Bet, if you guys know, that's the show Andy and I put out on Wednesday night. We're handing you all our free NCAA and NFL picks for the weekend. We're like 100 over wins to losses in NCAA football and NFL to this point. So if you want to make some money, go check that out. Talked a little bit about it there, but not everybody's into gambling and watches that. Some people just watch this. So check this video out, Brian, about who's playing who.
This is a ridiculous stat if you are either a Mariners or Blue Jay fan. There have been 4 previous times in which the team winning the 7-game LCS goes up against the winner of the other LCS ending in a sweep. All 4 previous times won the World Series as well. 1988, 2006, 2007, and then in 2012.
Yeah, no, I think that 2007 team was the Red Sox beating the Rockies, who swept the NLCS, which I'm not piling on you because 2 of the 4 were the Tigers, 06 and 12. We dumped to the Cardinals and the San Francisco Giants.
Well, that's it. They have, like, if you sweep a team, you have time off, you kind of cool down. When you're playing consistently like that, you're staying hot, if you're injured, that's not going to help. But, these guys, the Blue Jays, they're coming off Game 7, a huge win.
Yep.
They have all that momentum going. I would like to see the Blue Jays win.
Me as well, because people that listen to the show know when we did our Major League Baseball preview in the beginning of the year, I gave you a few teams to take a long shot ticket on for the World Series. Blue Jays, one of them. Put a $10 bet on them to win it. I think it's going to pay like $225 if they win it. Also have another ticket of Dodgers over Blue Jays in an exacto to win the World Series. That should, one way or another, I'm getting paid on this World Series, baby.
Yeah.
But you're right. The Dodgers are about 8 games sitting resting. You've seen this with the Rockies. I've seen it with the Tigers. It's for real. If you're not hitting and you're sitting around 8 days, you come out cold. Now, the Blue Jays will be sitting on like 4 days rest. So Friday night should be interesting, yeah?
Yeah. No, I think the Blue Jays might take Game 1.
They very well could. Now, Snell's going for the Dodgers, lefty, but the Blue Jays got some right-handed hitters. Vlad Guerrero is absolutely he's red hot. And here's some other things that we showed on All Right Bet, just to bring you up to speed a little bit. Now, Shohei went nuts in that Game 4. 3 home runs, 10 strikeouts, did the whole thing. What do you think he's hitting for the playoffs right now? After that game?
Ooh, I don't know. Probably not. Wait, after Game 4?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, he's hitting 220. 220 after going 3 for 3 with 3 home runs. His average is up to 220 right now. So you see Betts is at 293 and Smith at 286, Freeman 231. The rest of those guys, Edman, Kike Hernandez, those guys, please. Don't.
Like that lineup is just, it's not fair. It's just so insane.
Yeah, but my point is heading into this game, Shohei lit it up in that last game and he hit some home runs throughout the run there, but right now he's not in like his mid-season form where he's just smashing. And then the game he gets up to do it, now he's sitting 8 days.
Yeah, like I want him to have at least one game like that in the World Series that it's just like fun for everyone to see and be amazed. And do I think it's going to happen? I don't know. I think that's going to be like the highlight of his, playoffs this year. Yeah. Obviously. I mean, that's so hard to beat though.
How are you going to top that? How are you going to top that? You know what I mean? But
just like, hitting, like even a game winner, I don't know if that's going to happen. So
yeah. My advice to everybody with this World Series would be don't tune out because you think the Dodgers are going to steamroll this thing. We just showed you historically why that's probably not the fact. I'm telling you, Shohei was and now he got hot, but now he's sitting 8 days. Mookie Betts has been red hot. If you follow baseball, you know Mookie's a streaky dude. Like he'll have portions of the season where he's not hitting at all, then he gets hot. Well, he's hot, but now he's been sitting 8 days. Freddie Freeman, he's not, he's hitting like 230. He's a little bit older. You know what I mean? The rest of this lineup is not very good outside of them and Will Smith. This Blue Jays are going to be in this thing. Vlad Guerrero, let's take a look at what the Blue Jays have been doing. I mean, look at Guerrero. He's hitting 442 for the playoffs, a million home runs. Yeah, he's almost hitting 500. He's got like a million home runs. Luke's hitting 333. We saw what George Springer's doing. He's going to hit 240, 250. He's going to hit your home runs for you every once in a while. Clements, another guy's hitting 429, but he's not getting as many at bats. My point is the Blue Jays are red hot at the plate. This is going to be a fun World Series.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I absolutely think so too, man. So don't miss the boat on that. And if you are betting it a little bit, like just bet game to game, because you're not going to win a lot of money if you put it down on the Dodgers to win. They're too heavy a favorite. Yeah. Going to be fun. Can't wait for Friday. All right, let's jump onto the NBA a little bit. The NBA season has started. You're obviously a big Nuggets fan. How fun was that for you guys to win it finally a few years ago?
It still feels unreal. Like growing up with the Nuggets, how they were in like the 90s and, up until we got about Carmelo Anthony and stuff like that, it was just like, oh, it was our team. They were kind of, lovable losers. But once we got, the Joker during the Taco Bell commercial draft, that just changed everything. And it's awesome. It's like a relief, off. It's like, oh yeah, we've won a championship, and I think we might even win it this year.
That's what I was gonna get to, man. I wanted to see what you think in the West. The West is I think they're both wide open this year, but the West is deeper. The West is deeper. Who do you like in the West? If you were to pick two teams to put a bet on right now to win the NBA championship, who would they be in the West?
Obviously, the Nuggets. Not just because I'm a homer,
sure,
but they look good. And we just signed Christian Braun to 4 years, 125 million or something like that.
Yeah. Murray be back healthy probably.
Yeah. Michael Porter Jr., he's gone. He was good, but he was streaky.
Man, tell me about it from the Pistons standpoint. Same for us. Beasley during the regular season, the shooter coming off the bench. I think he led the NBA in 3-point shots, maybe behind Steph Curry in the final week of the season, something weird like that. But like he was like one or two in 3-pointers. Got in the playoffs, ice cold, didn't help us a bit. Now he's arrested for gambling. He's not playing for us anymore anyway. But
Chauncey Billups.
Yeah, what's going on with that now? Let me jump on that side note. I just saw a bit about that this morning. They rounded up a bunch of guys, the FBI, and Chauncey Billups is one of them.
I know. That's just that was a tough one.
I got to read more about this. I don't know what to say about it. I don't know if
he was, playing poker in these poker games with some of the mob, and they've been going to him about, betting on games, and he's not like directly betting on games, but he's the coach of the Trailblazers. So
that's what I thought. So this was when he was coaching.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm sure he was getting a little, kick on the side for that.
So they were maybe paying him for information.
Yeah. Or to be like, hey, we got the under on this guy.
And then you make sure he'd sit on the bench or something like.
Yeah.
You know what? God, I don't want to find out. This is going to be one of those things where he got in them card games with them guys like an idiot, because what those guys are going to do is cheat in that card game to get you in their pocket, that you owe them a ton of money. Then they take over your store. You know how they work.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm going to be bummed out that he got mixed up in that.
I know.
Well, hopefully it won't happen. Hopefully we'll see. We'll see. Maybe he can clear his name on that. Who else you like in the West?
I don't like them. But the Thunder,
yeah.
I mean, they're just young and, they're coming off a win. They know their front office is great. Like they're doing everything right. I think the Spurs are also pretty good. I think Wemby, how are you going to stop that dude?
Right.
I don't know if they're going to win it this year, but I think their year's coming soon.
Yeah. I mean, the NBA,
that dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
Once you get some help and, he gets to know the NBA game a little bit more. That dude, it's
Yeah,
crazy.
the NBA knows who their future stars are. They manipulated that draft lottery beautifully.
Yeah.
Beautifully. They get Luka over to the Lakers because that's the big team who needs a big star, and LeBron's on his way out. They work the deal with Dallas that, hey, go ahead and trade him to the Lakers. We'll lock him up over there. We'll make sure you get the number 1 pick. You're going to get your boy out of Duke, and we all know that y'all love a big white boy down there in your market. Going to be great. They end up getting him with the number 1 pick, and they wind up getting AD in the trade, and they've got what's his name? Oh my gosh, the guard. I can't even think of his name right now, man. The guard that got that scores all the damn points. This is ridiculous. This is one of those I'm getting older things. Mega all-star. I mean,
Kyrie Irving.
Yes, God, I guess I can't think of Kyrie Irving's name, but they got Kyrie. They get AD. They get the big draft pick. Dallas is going to be in the mix now. They manipulate that thing perfectly, and the big draft pick out of Europe from France is going to be playing in with the Spurs. Do you know who, when they manipulated the Wemby pick? A lot of people don't realize that either. They weren't supposed to be anywhere near number 1 on that thing. And the big deal with that was, you know who the number 1 team followed in Europe is, especially in France, who is the biggest basketball market over there?
What about the Spurs?
It's the Spurs because of Tony Parker. So that's just, you can't tell me that the NBA isn't manipulating this stuff when for 5 years the Pistons are the worst damn team in the league. We don't even sniff a top 5 pick outside the year we got Cade, and who could be an MVP now, it looks like. But when that draft was happening, Brian, you remember everybody was like, oof, what a bummer draft. Cade's going to be number 1 pick, and this kid ain't that special. You know what I mean? Turns out he is, lucky for us. But come on, man. NBA, this should have been in the knock it off segment, maybe.
Yeah.
I get heated on it, man.
Well, I was watching the Bulls Pistons last night, and Cade, man, he's great.
Dude's an MVP candidate.
Yeah, they came back. I think they were down like 15 or something like that. And he came back. They almost won it. Cade had it was a steal. It ended up being a foul, but I mean, he was right there. He was putting the pressure on.
Yeah.
Guy's got ice in his veins.
Put themselves in the corner being down. I think they were down like 16-18 heading into like the last 9 minutes of the game or something. That's not a good spot, but then they rallied back. They'll figure it out. They got a great young core. I'm excited about the Pistons. Here, take a look at these odds here. So you're on the Nuggets at 600 and the Thunder at 210. And you're 100% right. You're 100% right there. For me, as a gambler, I'm going to put a ticket on the Golden State Warriors at plus 1,600. You know, when their big three's playing since they got Jimmy Butler, I saw a stat the other day. They're undefeated. When Draymond, Curry, and Butler are on the floor together, they're undefeated. I think if Kerr does a good job of just resting those guys all year, getting the playoffs at like the 5-6 seed, I think this team will make a run.
Okay.
You know, and then you got the Lakers. They're gonna push the Lakers to the front. Luka's gonna take the helm. Give me a ticket on the Lakers.
Wow. Okay.
I mean, for the money, give me a ticket on those 2 teams.
Yeah.
Just not worth it for me to bet Oklahoma City, but they'll probably repeat.
Yeah, just like I'm a year older than LeBron. I couldn't imagine playing in the NBA right now.
Oh my God. I couldn't imagine playing in my driveway right now.
Yeah, I played in old man rec basketball league, and it's over 40 and I am gassed. These like 60-year-old dudes give me trouble. So
you know why they call it an over 40 rec league? Because after every game you're wrecked.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You're wrecked. There's a dad joke for you right there. All right, let's take a look at the East. In the East, for me, I'm going to be short-winded on this. Give me the Cavs to finally not be injured and maybe get over the hump in the first round, which probably has no chance of happening. They proved to be choke artists. And the Pistons. Give me the Pistons. I know. Who do you like in the East?
I also like the Knicks.
I hate them.
I know you hate them. Yeah. That's like I hate the Dodgers.
I hate them. Yeah, I hate them, man. We're just going to keep flopping our head around and get every damn call because they're trying to create a star. But here's what I pointed out to Andy as well was during that Knicks-Pistons series last year, yes, the league wanted the Knicks. Yes, Brunson was getting every call imaginable. We showed clips on the show where guys never even touched him and he's falling down getting called. It was ridiculous. But I think the NBA realized during that series was we may have a bigger star on our hands here with Cade Cunningham. So maybe we start getting the calls this year.
That would be nice. I like you some Pistons.
Oh, I would love it, man. Look at the odds here. Now, where are the Pistons? The Pistons are plus 6,000. Give me that ticket right now. Right? $10 hits you for $600.
Yeah.
Give me that. Because the East is wide open. Honestly is wide open. The Pistons could take it. The Hawks could take it. Adding your favorite guy, Porzingis. We played that video last week. Tingus Pingus video. I know you love that.
Tingus Pingus.
The Hawks could turn the corner this year. East is wide open. The East is wide open, man. All right, give me your two in the finals, NBA.
Who? I think the Nuggets are going to do it, and maybe the Knicks.
Nuggets and Knicks would be a fun series for money for the NBA for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. Give me Warriors Pistons. Let's go. Just because I want the money.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, that's going to take us into our next segment. This is quickly becoming my favorite segment on the show, inspired by one of Andy St. Clair's meltdowns on the show. Guys, this is no way.
No way. There's no way. No way.
There's no way. No way. All right, let's talk about that Broncos comeback in the fourth quarter last week. Down 19 points. The Giants blow the game. Were you watching?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, man. It was a tough watch. Especially the first three quarters. I was like, first of all, they were honoring Demaryius Thomas. Yeah. He had his name in the Ring of Fame. The Super Bowl 50 team was being honored. Like, they were there. And then we were going to just put up a goose egg, especially through the first three. I was like, after the first quarter, I was like, oh, maybe they're just, a little hungover from all the bangers and mash that they had in London, But then it was like, oh, shutout at halftime, no points during the third.
Yeah.
I tell you, I have a love-hate relationship with Will Lutz.
Okay.
He just, he spells his name with one L. Two, he's missed some big kicks. And, I'm not going to lie, I was a little doubtful on his kick. I was like, we're going to miss this. We're going to come back, and then we're going to miss this field goal. But we made it. So I got to give Will Lutz his flowers.
Yeah. You got to give the Broncos their flowers, or give them to the Giants kicker who missed the field goal and 2 extra points.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. They cut him immediately next morning.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. It's just, I mean, kicking's so hard. You're sitting on the sideline. You're cold. Like, you can warm up a little bit into that net, but then it's all of a sudden like you're on.
These guys are pros, though, man. It's like, it's amazing to me how many of these guys have become head cases around the league, man. It just seems to be like there's a lot of teams that their kickers are just head cake costing them games. I was watching this thing intently because I had money on the Giants to pull off the upset as an 8-point underdog. And I was like, oh, yeah, baby, these tickets are cashing. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Kicker going to miss kicks, and then the doors creak and it's open. And now I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant, though. I'm happy for the Broncos because I have a ticket on them to win the West this year. Listen, these coaches at every single level, and if Andy were on the show, he could co-sign this right now. I don't regurgitate shit off of morning talk shows on ESPN and stuff. Like, I know what I'm talking about on my own. I immediately sent him a text message in the fourth quarter when the Giants started going into these prevent defenses. And I'm like, why do these coaches do this? Why do they do this? Yeah. The Giants, one of the best defensive lines in the game. You've been dominating the game. The Broncos you've been stuffing this. They cannot stop the play at the defensive front. And then down the stretch, you're going to rush 2. They're not even rushing 3. They keep saying that on ESPN. They're rushing 3. No, they weren't. The guy in the middle, the 0-1, he's just sitting back, waving his arms and trying to make sure Knicks doesn't take off running. You're rushing 2. And giving Knicks 9 seconds and giving guys 9 seconds to run 30-yard routes, and you're wondering why they're getting chunks on you? Yeah.
I mean, you can't take your foot off the gas. I just feel like that has bitten so many teams in the ass of they're like, all right, we gotta, change it up and protect now instead of still going for the throw. And then that's when you start giving them yards, you start giving them confidence.
Oh,
then
my
they start
God.
going for it. And you start losing confidence. It's just
Momentum is another thing that I talk with Andy about because Dan Campbell would drive me a little crazy sometimes with going for it all the time on 4th downs. And I'm like, sometimes I love it. Like, go for it. It's ballsy. We're going to make it, go for it. But sometimes he doesn't consider the situation of the game at all. Like, you just turned it over, then you got the ball, and then it's going to be a 4th and 1 down there where you could have immediate points right now, and you're going to go for it. And the emotional swing there of them then stuffing you again, a turnover, stuff the 4th down, they're at home, like all that piles up on you, man. Like you just, it's not smart.
Yeah. And momentum's such a crazy thing. Like you can feel it.
100%. And I'm going to tell you this. No, I never played in the NFL, but played a lot of football and stuff. And I'm like, and been on sidelines coaching with guys who are NFL guys and stuff. You can feel it on the sidelines. You can feel it on the field. You just it creeps in no matter how locked in you are. It starts creeping in like, man, what the fuck is happening? You know what I mean? I think the best analogy for that is in that movie, The Replacements, when Keanu Reeves is talking about quicksand. You know, you start getting behind and it feels like you're in quicksand because the more you start trying harder and you try to pull yourself out and you just sink faster. You got to fucking relax, man. That's the truth. Like, it's a goofy movie, but when I heard that the first time, I was like, God damn, he's right, man.
Yeah.
But anyway, these coaches, man, stop it. You can play it safe on offense when you have a big lead because you can control the clock. You run it and make the clock run. On defense, you have no control. Go play defense.
Yeah. Do what you've been doing.
Yeah. It's dry. Oh,
my God. You've been shutting them out for 3 quarters.
Oh, I sent Andy a text in the 4th quarter. I go, they're going to lose this game now because of this dumb shit. You watch. They did. They did.
That was wild.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Yeah,
I love that so much.
That's great. It's great. You love that one. You're gonna love the next one even more. You're gonna love the next one even more. All right, let's play a little fun game. We got a little fun game for you this week on No Way. Here's where we have a little fun. Now, this one is called "That Guy's a Football Coach." That guy's a football coach, and this is inspired by that little puppet from that scary movie who ended up coaching football. Right, Chucky goes on to coach football. That was crazy when we all found out that John Gruden was actually Chucky in that movie. I thought that was crazy. So so there's some other guys out there that you're like, I didn't know that guy's a football coach now, right? Now, I don't know if you're a big Harry Potter guy or not, but you remember that shithead kid from Slytherin, this kid here?
Oh, yeah.
From the Harry Potter movies. Now, he's a shithead. I don't know what his character name is in the movie because I'm not a Gryffindor. I don't know.
Baron Trump.
That's probably it. We should have got Baron Trump on there. But that shithead kid from Slytherin, he is now the head football coach at UCLA.
Oh, yeah.
He's the interim head coach at UCLA now. Can you believe that?
Neuheisel.
Yeah, that's Jerry Neuheisel, guys. That's Jerry Neuheisel. But a word on the street is he was Slytherin back in the day, buddy. I don't know.
Did you see Rick's little, it was like Rick watching it in the studio? That was awesome.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool, man.
That was definitely pretty moment. Cool.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Our next one here. Now, this is a bit of a shocker. It hasn't really broken on a lot of major sports media platforms yet, but it's starting to leak out a little bit that Kurt Warner, who's known for having a very strong marriage relationship with his wife and things, turns out when he was playing or in his early days, there may be a love child out there that was his. Yeah. So here, this guy's Kurt Warner. And word on the street is that Kurt Warner's love child is now the head coach of the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Stefanski.
Oh, I knew it.
Just look at that's Kevin Stefanski there, right? I mean, Kurt, hey, listen, I'm not putting your laundry out there, Kurt, but that could be true. That could be true.
His mom went to the same grocery store that he was bagging groceries at. They hit it off.
It could be.
They accidentally touched hands at the checkout.
Yeah. Can you help me get that box of cereal off the top shelf? And then before you know it.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Okay. Louis is a big Kurt Warner guy. He doesn't like this at all. He jumped me there. With the no way. Okay. All right. All right. So the next one here, Brian. Now this one's a little reversed. Because this is a guy is a football coach and a very good football coach. Okay. Todd Bowles, coach for Tampa Bay, 4 straight division titles. He's awesome. Do you know what he used to do 20 years ago?
I don't.
20 years ago, he was on one of the most famous shows in the history of television. Yeah, he was. He's Bunny. He's Lieutenant Bunny from The Wire.
Oh,
20 years ago. Lieutenant, he
Okay.
Bunny clone from The Wire is Todd Bowles. Bring that up again. I did not know that.
no,
Now
I
you can
didn't
see
either.
a little younger over here in the picture on the left, a little younger there, but yeah,
Sure.
he's Bunny Colvin on The Wire. He's Bunny Colvin on The Wire. You don't like that one either, Louis? No.
No way. There's no way. No way.
Oh, you no way and me. You came up with most of these. You're
Yeah.
the producer. How you? What am I get? How's he trying to throw me under the bus here, man? I don't get it. I don't get it. Yeah. Well, here's another one now. This guy we know is a football coach now, but we didn't know what he was moonlighting and being involved in. This story just broke. Florida man, doubling as chiropractor in the Villages is now busted for a sex ring. This guy's chiropractor.
I've heard about the Villages.
Yeah, the Villages, the old folks' homes, a lot of STDs spreading around. Lane Kiffin. There's Lane Kiffin. Doesn't he look like a chiropractor from the Villages? I mean, one more time, Louis. I would buy that if you told me this guy was in the Villages touching
Oh,
people.
yeah.
Just look at Lane Kiffin, man. Oh, we're going to talk about him later on the Big 6 Picks for sure. For sure. Okay, now this one.
Did his daughter's boyfriend turn him in?
Oh, man, they got into it a little bit, huh?
Yeah.
They said he calls me daddy now.
Yeah.
Lane Train won that. His Twitter game is on fire.
Yeah.
Lane's Twitter game. It is on fire. It's on fire. Okay, this last one. After Forrest Whitaker stepped down his last role as Saw Gerrera in Star Wars there, the Andor series and Rogue One. We all remember that character he infamously played. But a lot of people don't know what he's up to now.
No.
Yeah, he is the head coach at the University of Maryland.
Oh.
He's the head coach at the University of Maryland now. Of course, I'm joking. That's Mike Loxley. That's Mike Loxley there, guys. But uncanny. I think that's pretty close, man.
Yeah.
That's pretty close, man. You clean up, take a shower, lose the robotic parts. He could be Mike Loxley. Can't be Mike Loxley.
Of
No,
course, won't take off that robotic suit. That's his name.
Louis doesn't like this whole thing. He thinks we're gonna get a ton of backlash.
No way. There's no way. No way.
I don't see it. I thought a lot of them made a lot of sense to me. I didn't know. You know, I think Jerry Newhouser could have been that kid in Harry Potter.
Sure.
Sure. Brian's like, I'm not getting mixed up in this, man. You're playing a dangerous game here about kids, people having love children, and all white guys look alike and all black guys look alike. And hey, we're just having some fun. We're just pointing out facts on this show. That's what we do. Point out facts. All right, guys. Louis, let's get to knock it off.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
I figured you'd like that one even better.
I love Jamie Moyer.
Jamie Moore is the greatest. She's the greatest, man. All right, this one's for you. Colorado. Deion Sanders. Is Deion Sanders leaving Colorado for one of these bigger jobs? This has been talked about for years that Colorado was just a stepping stone. As soon as something opens, he'll be in the spotlight. What do you think?
I think eventually he'll leave. It's Deion Sanders. Like,
Yeah.
I love Colorado. I mean, but it's not like the upper echelon of college football. And it's Deion Sanders is one of the only people to play 2 professional sports. His ego is not going to let him just kind of ride into the sunset in Colorado.
Yeah.
I think, doesn't he still have a son at CU?
Both of them, I think both of them took off for the NFL
Okay.
last year. I don't know if he's got a third son, maybe. I'm not sure about that.
But I think, he just signed that 5-year contract. I think he's going to stay for a little while longer, but then I just think his ego is going to be like, I got to go to a bigger school. I'm a champion.
Yeah.
So I think he'll be there for a little while longer, but then I think he's out of there.
Eventually, that may be the thing. A lot of things to consider here. Number one, his health right now. Probably not. He probably would not like to be jumping around, adding more on his plate right now. He's getting that figured out. And other universities are probably like, we don't know what the deal is with this thing. We can hand out a bunch of money for this right now. Kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I think that. I also think, and this is no disrespect to Deion, he's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, college, pro, the whole shot. There's no denying the primetime show at Colorado, the sidelines, what he's brought there.
Oh, he's done so much. Yeah.
He's done so much. There's no denying it. I got to see it firsthand when he's at Jackson State. My son was playing at Grambling. We went and played at Jackson State.
That's
the place.
cool.
HBCU was going nuts. There's a little documentary on that if you watch it. The documentary on Deion at Jackson State. Like episode 4, they're playing Grambling and their punt returner fumbles it and Nolan almost recovers it. He's in the clip. He almost gets the ball. But so I got to see that firsthand. I got a lot of respect for the guy I do. All right. But just also the defensive line coach out there who was the defensive line coach for the Cowboys. I coached with him at Calabasas when my son was playing there. His son, Domata Pecco Jr. is on the team with him out there in Colorado. Kudos, big shout out to Pecco. Like that dude's gonna be a Hall of Famer. He has the most tackles in NFL history for interior defensive lineman. He's a Bronco. You know him. I mean, you know him. Big 94. Played for him for years. All his tackles came with them. Shout out to him. He's going to be in a gold jacket soon. But I got to say this. If I'm Florida or Penn State, first Deion's not going to Florida, but Penn State, I don't think I'm interested, man. I see what he's done at Colorado, and I'm like, a couple of 500 seasons and bowl losses and roster turnovers. And at the end of the day, I'm like, there's a lot of hype here, but there's not a lot of hot dog in the bun. Yeah,
no, that's true. I mean, I think he needs to prove himself a couple more, years, but I mean, as a coach, I don't know how great he is, it's especially like if you're going to be coaching in like the SEC or something like that, that's cutthroat, man. They're not going to put up with his stuff.
No. But here's where I think it may flip the scales. And you tell me if you think I'm wrong, though. When you get that hype show to a big school like that, you're going to get all the best players. And then if he just surrounds himself with good coordinators and position coaches and things, probably going to be all right.
Yeah. Well, he's got Warren Sapp at CU.
Yeah.
He's starting to bring people in, but I don't know. The results speak for itself.
The end of the day, you got to be like a Kirby Smart and be able to make in-game adjustments in the second half, know how to like fake a timeout clap, get some shit. You know what I mean? You got to be able to manage the clock and coach the game. And right now, I don't think he's got enough experience at that.
How many years has he coached?
2 at Jackson State, and I think this is his 3rd season at Colorado, maybe. So 5.
Yeah, I mean, he should start getting it now, but yeah, I mean, if I was a college, I probably wouldn't risk it for the biscuit.
Not right now. All
right, everyone, time to do me a favor and knock it off.
Okay, this is the last one I'm going to get to. You watched that Chiefs-Lions game. We talked about it last week. That touchdown they called off the board by Goff.
Yeah.
If you didn't watch last week's episode, quick recap. They throw it to Goff, blah, blah, blah. You saw the whole play. The big deal was no flag on the play. Touchdown was called.
Yeah.
Chiefs sideline isn't complaining a bit. Nobody's complaining. They're all like, you got us. That was a great little play. Lions are excited. No one in the building is screaming. No one's saying anything about anything. But we're just not going to kick the extra point. And everybody's sitting around going, what the fuck's going on? Why are we not kicking this extra point? New York's on the phone. They tried to lie about it, and the referees tried to lie about it and say, no, we just discussed it, and we caught it afterwards, a minute and a half after the play. And then, I don't know if you saw, but Dan Campbell went on his regular interview show in Detroit, and they asked him point blank, and he said, no, the officials told me, call came in from New York. We have to see what they have to say before we kick this extra point. Yeah. New York called in and overturned it. I bring that up to bring this up. I don't know if you saw it happened again this weekend in the Minnesota Vikings game. Here's Hawkinson talking about it.
I don't understand. I don't obviously understand the catch rule at this point. Jay had one like the exact same thing last year in the corner of the end zone. So they got to figure it out. It's New York can't call in and say that it's not a catch when every other ref out there says it is. I mean, that's all it is to it. That's all there is to it. We're giving us an op at the end, but. I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, this whole thing. You can't have somebody call in that's not at the game, and with apparently a different view than everybody else has here. And it is what it is.
Did you see any of that?
Yeah, I mean, it's with all the sports betting going on. I mean, it's going to happen. It's it's just part of it now, and it sucks. That it's like, because with Jared Goff, like you said, like caught the touchdown, everyone was moving on because it was, and then boom, actually.
Did you see? I'm not saying this is directly related, but did you see that one guy had a $500,000 ticket on that?
Did he really?
He bet a prop bet for Jared Goff to score the first touchdown of the game.
Oh,
And he put like $5,000 on it or something. It would have paid $500,000. And then it got overturned like that.
yeah.
I'm like, but this one too with the Vikings game, like Hawkinson was saying, the guys on the field call it a catch. They look at the review. They said, hey, we don't see anything here to overturn it. Neither did I. I'm looking at that footage there, and I'm like, like he's that new, the ball can touch the ground long as he's got control. It didn't even look like it touched the ground to me. It looked like he had it. He's got a catch. And then they get a late phone call from New York, and it's like, no, take the points off the board and back them out of the end zone. What? Why are they getting involved like this?
Yeah. I mean, it's all money. It's just, and it's crazy that it's so blatant like that.
Yeah. It's such a bad look. It's such a bad look, especially in that Chiefs game. Now, here's where they fucked up in the Chiefs game. That thing happened early in the game, but then those refs stuck to the Chiefs script, and there was 0 penalties called on the Chiefs in the whole game.
Wild. Yeah.
At the end of the game, they got another phone call in the locker room and go, you fucking idiots didn't throw another flag the rest of the game after we did that. Are you stupid? Like, but anyway, man, I don't want to get long-winded on this. I think we can see what it is. And it's like, I just don't know how the NFL doesn't understand. This is just a bad look. Just stay out of it. Just stay out of it. I don't get it, man.
All right, everyone. Time to do me a favor and knock it off.
All right, before we get to the big pick six every week, we got to run down really quickly what's going on this weekend with the ULM report. It's the ULM report. Hey, Talon's up. We're trying to get to a bowl game this year. Let's see what we can do. Right, we lost 2 in a row. We lost the game up at Coastal in the monsoon, right? We lost last week to Troy at home in a game where we're in it in the first quarter, and then we have no kicker. 2 kickers out. You were at Northwestern when we lost the other kicker during the game. This week we go into the game. We thought we had a kid they got out of the student body who had kicked before, some soccer balls in Ireland or something. They thought they're going to march him out there just to try to save us on extra points and stuff. We tried a field goal early, and it was quickly decided by everyone in America. They will not be kicking another ball. It looked worse than a kid. And I'm not trying to dog the kid. I mean, he got it, whatever. It looked worse than when they do the game day kick, what I mean? McAfee and them, or when like the little kids run up, like I can kick it, and they kick it, and it just spirals right to the left. Like it didn't even get back to the line of scrimmage, just went to the left on the ground. It was like in a field goal. So at that point, they knew we couldn't kick. So now they know we're playing 4-down football. They're bringing pinning your ears back on 2nd down. You get football, like you're screwed at that point. There's nothing you can do. Troy takes
the old Giants kicker is looking for a gig.
Yeah. Let's bring him back on some NIL shit or something. You got a year, because that hurt us. But looks like they got somebody lined up for this week. We should be doing a little better. This week we're on the road at Southern Miss, Brett Favre's old stomping grounds, but it doesn't look good for us at plus 12.5 with a 50.5 over under. Listen, I'm just going to tell you this right now. Bounce back game for the Warhawks. Going to go into Southern Miss and beat this team. I'm going to tell you, you're probably not familiar with this, but the Southern Miss coach is the Marshall coach from last year. You followed this story, I'm sure. Took the whole team with him to the point where they couldn't even play in their bowl game. They won the Sun Belt. Backdoor win for the Sun Belt. Louisiana Lafayette, the whole team was hurt 4th quarter. They had a 4th string quarterback who was a wide receiver playing in that championship game. Anyway, my point is we played this team last year at Marshall, and we had them in the 4th quarter. They scored late to pull ahead. This is a team we're even with. This is not a 12-point spread. This is the odds makers in Vegas and the media looking at this game and saying, we don't really know these teams from the Sun Belt, and ULM's lost their last 2 games in a row, and Southern Miss has won their last 3 or 4. So listen, Warhawks up, flip this game on ESPN on Saturday. We're going to go down there, get the victory. I'm going to be in the house down there. I'm going to check out where Brett Favre used to change his cleats. Hopefully we'll walk out of there with the win, because you know the deal. We got to get to this bowl game. 3 to go. Just 3 more wins, baby. Just 3 more wins, baby. That's all we need, man. That's all we got. Let's go, Warhawks. All right. It is now time to see what your knowledge is on the picks, Brian. I got to tell you, it's time for the Big Pick 6, brought to you by the official beer choice of the DWMOD podcast. That's Old English 800. Whew. I love a good beverage before a game. I love a tailgate, bro. I know you love, now, there are two sides of things at a tailgate. Sometimes you got to drive the kids. Sometimes you got to play it cool. Sometimes, some people, they're not drinking anymore. So what is your choice of beverage on that side of the fence when you go to the game?
I'm a Heineken Zero guy.
Okay.
I'm off the sauce, and hey, I'll drive everyone home. But I also like the taste of beer. So
I get you. My pops too. He quit drinking.
I'll beer bong a Heineken Zero.
Heineken Zero. I had one of those you had at the Detroit Improv Festival, and I was like, I gotta tell you, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
some of them are not good. That's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good one. Well, listen, we're gonna cut you some slack on having Old English, but you can jump on a Heineken Zero with a little orange juice and get one of these bad boys.
Brass monkey, that funky monkey, brass monkey chunky.
Oh, yeah, we'll be tailgating the game. Old English 800 and orange juice, brass monkeys all around. Brian, you have yours with a Heineken, and let's get to the big pick 6. Okay, I'm going to run this down for you now. The guest pickers were in first place until last week.
Oh.
They were in first place for the first time in the history of this show after 7 weeks until last week. Overtook them by 1 game. I'm in first place right now at 20-20-2. Okay, -6 on the over-unders. Guest pickers are 19-21-2, but they're +6 on the over-under. Now, that's the tiebreaker at the end of the year, so hopefully it doesn't come into play because Andy's bringing up the rear at 17-23-2. He is -14 on the over-unders. He's got some work to do. But
that maybe his wisdom teeth out will help him out.
Maybe that'll help him. Maybe that'll help him a little bit. You might be able to make the jump and get him back into first place here. Let's jump into some college football and get these picks. First game on the docket, Missouri +3 at Vandy. The over-under here, 52.5. Both these teams with 1 loss in the SEC. Big football game here. Who do you like?
I'm going to take Mizzou.
Okay. All right. You like Miz. Miz on the road. I'm imagining that's what Andy might be picking as well. How do you feel on the over-under? This thing going to be high scoring?
I don't think so. I'm going to go under.
You're going to take the under?
Yeah.
Take the under. All right. I'm going to tell you I'm going to be in the exact same.
Is that what it
52.5.
52.5. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to go under.
I'm going to be in the exact same boat. Vandy can score, but Missouri played really tough against Alabama, holding them off the scoreboard for a while. I got to assume they're going to do better against Vandy. I think they're going to travel well. You're going to give me Missouri +3. I'm taking Missouri. I'm taking the under, and let's see what Andy thinks.
First game I'm going to talk about is my Missouri Tigers +3 going to Vandy. You know I love the Tigers here today. Look, I think Diego probably should be a front runner or the lead Heisman voter. Maybe he is. But if I think of the season in today, Diego would win the Heisman. So I think Vandy's very good. They're at home. I wish this was in Missouri. But still, something about this Tiger team I'm going to take. I think their defense is going to be good enough. I think their offense is good enough. I think they're going to get 1 stop, and that's all they're going to need. Just get 1 at the end, and they're going to win the game. So give me Missouri +3. Also, touch the money line, guys. Sprinkle a little on it. And take the over. I'm going to take the over. Go Tigers.
Well, Andy going to be on the over there. He'll be the only one on the over in that game, so we'll see. But we all like Missouri, so that I like to see that. Nobody's going to jump in the win column on us there. All right, let's jump to the next one here. Texas A&M proved to be a real good football team so far in college football, man. They're -2.5 at LSU. Seems to be on a little bit of a downtrend. The over-under here is 47.5. Let's let Andy go first on this one from the parking lot at the dentistry.
LSU, Texas A&M at LSU. A&M under a field goal favorite for our contest. So easy for me. I love A&M. I still think they're one of the best 3 to 5 teams in college football. So I'm going to take A&M. Just seems like their year. Brian Kelly nightmare continues. Probably should leave LSU. So I like Texas A&M, and I like the over. Aggies.
All right, Andy on the Aggies and the over. Where you lay, Bri?
I'm going to go with LSU at home.
Okay.
I think they're going to win, and I'm going to go with Andy. I'm going to go with the over.
I'm going to go with the over. Okay.
Yeah.
Think it's it's going to be a 3.
Just, he's under a lot of stress. I think this will be a bounce back game.
Yeah, Brian Kelly, not one of my favorite guys, well known on the show. Don't like him. Met him on a recruiting visit of my own when I was coming out of high school, and he was the coach at Grand Valley, winning those national titles. He was a complete asshole, was a complete dickhead on that visit. And furthermore, my buddy of mine, this is a true story too. He runs some big time coaching stuff in a state. I'm not going to tell you, but they had a big coaches convention and he's running it. And Brian Kelly's supposed to come in and speak. Guy shows up late, walks out there, speaks for like a few minutes, and he's supposed to be there for a whole big thing that day. Speaks a few minutes, gets his check, walks out the door and hits the tarmac. Doesn't even do the rest of the stuff he's supposed to do. He's an asshole. He's just an asshole. Stories out of CMU after I had left CMU, when he was not the coach there when I was there. He was after. And when he left CMU after telling him I'm staying. And then the news broke he's going to Cincinnati. He called the team meeting and walked in there and just told them, yeah, what you heard on news is true, guys, and I'm leaving. And walked out of the room. Like, just an asshole. He's an asshole. I hope he gets fired at LSU. I do. Fuck him. I hope he gets fired. He's an asshole. I don't appreciate guys like that. So I'm going to be on A&M in the over. I'm going to be on A&M in the over, and I hope they win by 100. And hopefully he has another date with the tarmac after this game. That's what I hope. Get fired on the tarmac. I love it, man. Let's jump to the last game. Obviously, why I'm decked out the way I'm decked out. It's University of Michigan against Michigan State this weekend. This is a big rivalry game.
Yeah.
I'll go first here. I'm going to tell you this. I expect Sparty to show up because it's a big rivalry game. That being said, they quit on they have quit on the coach last week and the week before from what I've watched. You know what I mean? They're clamoring to fire this guy already. When they thought he was the second coming, they thought he was going to put him back on top. He didn't. The transfer kid they paid a ton of money to come with him from Oregon State. Childs, no disrespect to that kid. He's a kid. I'm not going to badmouth the kid. He's not playing well. He's not playing up to the $7 million that they offered him or whatever it was. But I'll expect him to show up. I also expect the Wolverines to show up, and I expect them to give them a pounding. You know what I mean? This is a home game, right? We're at Michigan here. No, it's at Michigan State. It's in East Lansing.
We're at Michigan State.
It's in East Lansing. I'm going to take Michigan laying the 14.5. I think they blow them out. Michigan State's just not up for this. There's not enough people involved in this game on the Spartan sidelines to really absorb the rivalryness in the midst of a terrible season. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need guys that will rally to that passion to overcome what you're going through right now. They don't have it. They just don't. Not a Michigan State hater at all. I love those teams that went to the playoffs and won the Big Ten championships and stuff like that. Those are great teams. Listen, give me Michigan laying the 14.5 and give me the over. What do you think?
I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, I just think they're gonna stomp them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes when it's rivalry games, both teams step up and they fight, and I just don't see it this year. I feel like maybe in the first half, but I think Michigan's just gonna give it to them.
I think they're going to pound them. This team does not have any D'Antonio in them. They wish they had D'Antonio. Them D'Antonio Spartan teams were awesome. I enjoyed watching them. Real tough football. I loved them. This ain't those guys. What does Andy think?
Michigan at Michigan State. Michigan State for us Michigan is like a 14.5 point favorite. Whatever it is, I'm taking Michigan. I don't think Sparty's any good. I'm going to take the over in this game. I love that this game's in. It's like a Mikey Wilson special. But give me the Wolverines. They continue on to the playoffs for a March, a chance they got to win this game. And so they're kind of like Notre Dame. They need some style points. It's a good style point game. So give me Michigan over Michigan State. Give me the over.
Yeah. He called it a Mikey Wilson special, not because it's a Michigan game, but it's because I am big on good teams covering spreads, and Andy is big on how many points you want to give me? Give me the dog. And I'm like, Andy, they're going to beat them by that much, you know? So good yin and yang on this show. All right, there's our college football picks. Only one difference in there, LSU. You're the only guy off the chart there. You could get back in the winner column with that. Now, Brian, because we discuss gambling and gambling tips on the show, we are obligated by law to play a disclaimer about gambling, so we have to play that now. 3 to go. I know there's 3 picks to go, Funny Man. That's not the disclaimer we're looking for. Play the disclaimer, please. Yes.
What advice do you have the kids not to gamble? So with gambling, there's only there's no such thing as losers. There's winners and quitters. So you just got to keep going and just keep. And you gotta you gotta phone a friend and you borrow money. You borrow from your mom, your dad, your sister, your brother, and just friends. And then there's no such thing as losing. It's a winning sport.
There it is.
Thank you.
There it is. Let's go.
Yeah, that's it. That's you obligated by law to play a disclaimer there. There's your disclaimer, man. Don't be a quitter. Don't be a quitter. All right, let's jump to the NFL here. This is a game I think is going to be fun to watch this weekend, but most people maybe don't. But I think this Browns-Pats game is going to be really, really good. Browns are catching 7 points in New England. The over-under is 40.5. Who do you like here, Brian?
The Pats looked great last week. I think I'm going to go Pats. I think they're going to keep it going. Normally there's like a little slump after you play that well and their defense was pretty stellar. So yeah, I'm going to go Pats.
Yeah. Okay. Your Pats.
Yeah.
And what do you think this is? 40.5. That's one of those numbers that's like, God, that's right where it's probably going to land, you know?
Yeah. I'm going to go under.
You're going to take the under? You're gonna take
Yeah.
the under. I'm going to be on the under with you, but I'm going to tell you what, guys, I'm going the other way on this one. I'm going to take the Browns. I think this is a hot spot to catch New England napping. I think they're looking past the Browns, and everybody does, but the Browns have one of the best defenses in football. And Drake May's playing well, but when you run up against Garrett and the Browns defense, they could stifle them just enough. Browns looked great last week. I put a ton of points up on Miami, who sucks, but maybe Dylan Gabriel's getting it going. You're going to give me a touchdown here. I'm going to jump on this one. I'm going to take the Browns +7 and the under. I got a feeling Andy may be doing the same. I haven't seen this yet.
So we got Browns at Pats. Pats -7, overs 40.5. I'm going to change it up. This reeks like a Browns line to me. So I know everybody says the Browns defense doesn't travel. I'm going to say it does one time. If Browns shut down the run and kind of force Drake May into a one-dimensional game, I think that's the way they can win this game. Do I think they're going to win? No, but do I think they're going to cover? Probably. I'm also kind of expecting a little bit of a Pats letdown. So I'm going to take the Browns, and I'm going to take the over. So I don't know what the final score is. It's, 24-21, something in that area. So 27-20 in that area. But I'd rather be on the +7 in the Browns.
I figured he would. I told you he just loves a dog. I knew he wouldn't be able to lay off that damn thing, but I do. I like the Browns this weekend. I like them. All right, let's jump to a game that's going to be you're going to get sick of hearing about before the end of the weekend.
Yeah.
And it's Aaron Rodgers with the Steelers playing against the Packers. The game's in Pittsburgh. Packers are laying 3.5. 44.5 is the over/under here. Mike Tomlin, a home dog, catching the hook. This is 100% of the time when you bet on Mike Tomlin. This is 100% of the time you bet on Mike Tomlin here. And this is going to be the time that I'm going to bet against Aaron Rodgers. I like the Packers. I like the Packers in this one, laying 3.5, and here's why. Pittsburgh's offense is doing fine with Aaron Rodgers. They're in first place in their division. They are. And if you know what you're looking at, you also know that Joe Burrow's out, and the Bengals have brought in Joe Flacco, who won a big game for him last week. But listen, the Bengals have been terrible. The Browns are the Browns, and the Ravens' whole team is decimated, and the Ravens are 1-5. That's why you're in first place. You can't stop anybody. Everybody's putting up 30 points on the Steelers. Give me the Packers minus the 3.5, and give me the over. What do you think, Brad?
I'm going with the Steelers. I think they're going to win. Okay. Aaron Rodgers, he's a little older, but he's got that dog in him. And I think going against Green Bay, he's at home. I think he's gonna do his Aaron Rodgers thing and score some touchdowns. And I'm gonna go with the over also. So Steelers in the over.
Okay, Steelers in the over. You're going to need the over in that one because I'm telling you that Steelers defense is like I don't recognize that as a Steelers defense, man.
No steel curtain there.
They've been bad, man, and the Packers have just been dying for a team to get a breakout offensive performance against. I think this will be it. Let's see what Andy thinks.
All right, the last one is a Mike Tomlin special. He's at home. He's a dog. Plus 3.5. The over/under is whatever it is. I don't even know because I forgot it already. But it doesn't matter because I'm taking the over in this game. I think Rodgers looks pretty good, everybody. I think Rodgers looks pretty good. So I like Tomlin in these spots. He's at home. He's a dog. I don't think the Packers are very good. Maybe they're going to slowly turn it around, but they're not who we thought they were, I think. So I think 3.5, I got to take Tomlin and the Steelers and Rodgers. I got to take those guys. I'm going to take the over. I think there's going to be enough points. I don't think the Steelers defense is very good. I also don't think the Packers defense is very good. So expect some points, and I expect Rodgers to kind of do what they did last week. Score at the end and maybe win the game. Steelers, over.
Okay, not the last one though, Andy. We got one more game to go. We still have another video here for him, but okay. I mean, fair enough. I do have a bad habit of people that do listen to this show. I won't run away with it. Let it take me away anywhere. But I have a bad habit of like rooting against people I don't like, and I'll even bet against them. I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I hope he loses, so I'm betting against him.
Yeah,
I can't bet on Pittsburgh and then have to cheer for him. Can't do it. Can't do it. Did I mention I hope LSU gets hammered this weekend? All right, let's jump. Let's jump on the last game here. Cowboys +2.5 against your Denver Broncos in a home game, coming off the big win in a fourth quarter comeback last. 50.5 is the over under here. I'm going to let you take it home, and we'll go to Andy first.
All right, Cowboys at Broncos. Broncos -2.5. Broncos defense actually been average to this year. I think everybody thought it was going to be awesome. It hasn't been awesome. You don't know which Bo Nix is going to show up. But one thing you do know is that the Cowboys can score and they can put up points. So I'm going to take the over for sure in this game. I love the over in this game. Last week, for some reason, I thought it was too high with the Cowboys, and I learned my lesson. So I'm going to take the over in this one. And I'm also going to take the Denver Broncos. I think that -2.5, I'm just going to ride with them, or -3, whatever it is. I'm going to give them one more chance. I also don't really believe in this Cowboys team, though I do believe in them offensively, just not defensively. Final score like 35-31, something like that. But I like Denver in a big shootout. But it's going to be a good game. Dallas can win this. They're for real. And they're pretty good. So give me Denver, give me the over.
Yeah, I don't think he's too far off here. I'm going to keep mine short-winded and let you wax poetic on your squad. It's your moment. I'm going to let you shine. I'm just going to say I'm taking the Cowboys. I'm taking the Cowboys in the 2.5 points. I think they score too many points. The Broncos defense has been good, but it's not good enough to stop Dak and what they're doing. And I think, with Bo Nix, and I just noticed your name. I just noticed your name on the screen right now. I never really look at that because I know who you are.
Yeah.
It says Bro Nix. I love it. Bro Nix. Well, I don't know if Bro Nix is going to be able to get it up enough to score more than Dak Prescott. I'm taking the Cowboys, but I'm also on the over. Tell us why I'm wrong, Brian Hunt.
I'm going Broncos. They're so fired up from that win. Like it wasn't just like a one and done win. It was like, all right, we're back on track. Like we were shitting the bed. The first 3 quarters of that, we're back. We have that mile high magic. Bo Nix, I mean, he's a great quarterback. I'll say it. I think he's going to lead that team. I think we're going to score early. I think there's going to be a lot more scoring early on in the game. I think our defense is going to step up, but not as much as, they're supposed to. I think we're going to give up some points. So that's why I'm going to say Broncos in the over. But I think the Broncos are going to pull that out.
All right, man. I hope for your sake, and I hope for the sake of my Broncos to win the West ticket that I got going. I hope that they win as well. Cowboys are a team I normally would not be pulling for, but I don't hate them enough to cost myself some money. You know what I mean? Not like LSU. Did I mention that I want to? Not a big fan. All right, hey guys, that's the Big 6 Picks. Brian, thank you for coming out with us, man. And I'm sure you'd agree on me when I tell you this. We've been going out on a little segment called Sports for the Win. In a day and age on this world right now, it just seems like all the worst people in the world are in charge of everything. Just terrible, terrible people. How are we all going to ever come together? And the clear answer is sports and music, maybe. But sports, you get into a sports arena and people that hate each other and have different political views don't like each other. I've seen racist white guys in Philadelphia hug Black Philadelphia fans after they win a game. Football unites. Football unites. Sports unite people and in a special way. So, guys, go out on some Sports for the Win.
You'll listen to this crowd as Jack Hoffman, a young man that, as I mentioned, has really been adopted by this football team, just scored a touchdown.
heartwarming, great moments in sports, guys. Just remember, quit being so concerned about what somebody you don't even know might be taking something from you, and spend your day thinking of how you might be able to give something to somebody else. What do you think about that, Brian?
That's a nice message. That's a nice message.
It's a real nice message. It's a real nice message, man. Hey, thanks for being here, man. I love you, buddy. Had a great time. We'll see you next time.
We cutting loose.
Ready? College football is now B1G versus SEC. Down, hook. If you ain't listening to All Right Bet with me and Andy St. Clair, you're throwing away money. Ready? All Lions fans drinking that Kool-Aid. Super Bowl. Hey, disagree with me or don't. That's how it works. That's how it works, buddy. You had some great takes. I hope you get some wins over Andy this week.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, man.